Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. David Duizer. I'm a naturopathic doctor in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I'm here with Justin Angeles. Hello, Justin.
Hello, my name is Justin. I am the owner of Angelus Athletics and Best Meals YBR. I own basically a personal training company and a meal prep company based out of Vancouver as well.
Nice. Justin and I are here presenting today because we have been involved in the Kid Carson Metabolic Makeover. We are really passionate about metabolic health, and Kid has been so gracious to decide to embark on this journey with us. And we're 1 month in. So like I said, my name is Dr. David Duizer, and I'm a naturopathic doctor focused on metabolism and chronic disease management in Vancouver. And I started working with Kid a little while ago with through doing metabolic testing, so assessing metabolism, how many calories a person might burn at rest, and then how efficient someone might be burning calories during exercise. And so we took that information and we said, wow, I bet you a lot of people could find value in this type of assessment. And Kid said, why don't we do sort of this journey and publish it? And he set out a plan, and we worked with his team. And then I thought, who would be the best addition to this team would be Justin, because he's a trainer and we need training. And not only that, but he has a meal prep company. So Justin, if you wouldn't mind discussing a little bit about your training company and your meal prep company, I think that'd be helpful.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a private personal training company out in Vancouver. We specialize in a variety of things, starting from basically weight loss, muscle gain, athletic performance, a little bit of rehab as well, doing some stretch therapy and vibration therapy. And the meal prep company, we are a Vancouver-based meal prep company that is doing something that hasn't really been done on the mainstream before. What we do is we offer 4 different menu items every week, and each week is a brand new menu. So we have our basis of protein, carbs, and fat, but we kind of play around with the idea of changing up the way we make the chicken or the beef, and it creates a variety that customers seem to love because it's not the same thing you get at a restaurant every week. And yeah, everyone just seems to enjoy our different service that we have to offer.
Nice. What I like about Best Meals YVR is it's delicious.
Yeah,
It's good food. It's good
healthy
food.
and nutritious.
I can't believe how good it is and also the variety that you're implementing. I don't know how you're going to keep it up. You got a big job ahead of you. So we started this journey with a few simple steps. The first is that so first of all, I'll mention that we're working with Kid and his friend Jared, and they're both highly motivated. They've got goals that they're looking to attain with respect to their body composition and their overall wellness. And so this is a sort of a type of program where they've both given me permission to discuss the journey that they're on. And we're excited to share this. And so Justin and I are working together to help facilitate their plan. We started their program with the metabolic test, like I mentioned, a resting test and an active metabolism test, just to see where they stand in terms of fitness and calorie burn. And then we had a look at body composition. So body composition, we looked at water mass, fat mass, and muscle mass. And this allowed us to say, how can we build a plan that's going to optimize for really important outcomes like health span and lifespan, feeling good and living long. And they both were really on board with this, which was really cool. Now, fortunately for us, because we're working as a team, they both needed to do some muscle building. And Justin, that's where you came in. And so Justin and I worked together on building a program for them. And along the way, we have a lot of interesting things we want to put them through. The first month was basic. The first month was, let's increase their fitness and let's get them a little stronger. So I gave Justin the goal of, please help them build their leg muscles. How's that going so far, Justin?
It's going well. Like you said, it's a very interesting process. Like the first month is basically testing their fitness levels, seeing their baseline, and then trying to every week achieve more than what we've already achieved. So the first meeting we had was kind of just testing how they were moving and everything. And the funny thing is Kid was basically the opposite of Jared. Kid basically, he works out Never legs though. Kid's never done legs. He said in 20 years. He's
Oh wow.
all arms and upper body. And then Jared's actually the complete opposite. Jared works out, but he has never done weights. He does his workouts are basically through sports. So he does volleyball and he does ice hockey. So they're kind of a match made in heaven where we have to do leg day now. Jared's building muscle and Kid has to do legs. So they're seeing such change in just the first month alone, where Kid is now starting to burn a lot more calories than just doing upper body, and Jared's starting to feel his movements on the ice and playing beach volleyball. So the first couple workouts where you kind of tested, they were keen on wanting to do the same workout, which I quickly changed that from them. So after the first week, they were really sore. They enjoyed it. Like, awesome, let's do the same thing this week. I said, sort of. Everything will be similar, but we're going to have to add a little bit more weight. They're like, this is going to get harder. And I'm like, every week. So that's where we started the program on progressive overload. So I trained them, and then they also follow a progressive overload based program on their own as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you're doing a great job. So the program that we set out had a goal of improving some legs for Kid, especially in the first few weeks. And so what we set out was, on my side, was the nutrition plan and the supplement plan to facilitate this improvement in fitness and strength. And we are now just coming up on 4 weeks, 4 weeks in. At the 3-week in mark, what we did was we said, okay, we've been eating for fitness. We haven't been eating for a major deficit. Where do we stand? So we did a body composition test for both of them. They both put on muscle mass. Really, really awesome. The really cool thing about this, and people don't know that this is possible, but at the same time as putting on muscle mass, they both also lost fat in 3 weeks. So we had an increase in muscle mass and a reduction in body fat percentage within 3 weeks. So this is kind of fun, right? Because we were not eating in a significant deficit. We're eating like reasonable amounts of food. In fact, Kid thought the food was too much, which is so cool. So we've got this positive body composition change after 3 weeks. And then what do we do? Because we're focused on optimizing their metabolism and allowing them to become really, really efficient, we're doing the fasting mimicking diet right now. So we're 5 days into a very low calorie diet so we can ramp up that fat loss now that we've had some success with the muscle building. So following week 4 in a couple days, we're going to know, where do we stand? We were able to build some muscle and lose a little bit of fat. Now we've done a significant deficit for a few days to get some fat loss going. And then we've got to prep these next 8 weeks. So we've got to make the next 8 weeks interesting for them, but also take them from where they stand right now, which we're going to find out either tomorrow or the next day, and go straight towards those goals. So let's say, Justin, which we expect tomorrow after this major deficit. If you're not familiar with the fasting mimicking diet, it's quite the deficit. 5 days, very low calorie. We've still been putting them through some muscle protein synthesis. We're still trying to make sure they maintain that muscle that they achieved. Let's say they lose a little bit of fat over these 5 days. What are we going to do? How are we going to keep it interesting? How are we going to keep them motivated for 8 weeks from muscle building, fat loss? Now we've got a new excellent start point where we can really rapidly go towards those goals. What do you think the plan should be, knowing that Jarrett is going from 18% body fat down to 12% body fat, and Kid is going from a place where he has a major goal, which is 20 pounds weight loss. We think we're going to get a little bit of movement, but what would you say would be nice for them for the following 8 weeks?
That's a good question. So the way that I have programmed the following 8 weeks is I've given them a program on the training side to do on their own, where I gave them a 3-week, basically 3 workout programs, where each program will start to get progressively more difficult. So the first 4 weeks they did program 1 because they're doing 1 day by themselves. Next month they're doing program number 2, which is a little bit more 1 volume, changing the frequency, and then loading a little bit more weight. When I see them myself, what we're going to do is basically start getting a little bit more into the heavy component to keep strength. They're starting to really enjoy not just something called straight sets, which is basically 1 exercise at a time. But we're doing a lot of supersets, a lot of circuit-based movements. So we're going to really rapidly increase that muscle mass while also increasing a little bit of their cardiovascular and throwing in a lot of the core work as well. On the meal side, what we're doing basically is we're basically maintaining the same amount of protein or even doubling up a little bit more protein, reducing the carbohydrates, because like you said, as we hit a point where they were building muscle, but they weren't losing the necessary amount of body fat percentage and or weight. So we're reducing the carbohydrate intake, and then we're also increasing more of their vegetables. So the one thing that we did not do is decrease their protein, because especially when you're in a deficit, you don't want to decrease the amount of protein you're having, because that comes with a whole list of things like losing strength, losing a lot of the muscle mass. So that on the meal side is how we're taking care of that as well.
Absolutely, that's smart. So I like it because I mean I think it was expected for me, because when in programming the nutrition, I was looking at just allowing them to become fitter in the first month, and it worked.
Yeah.
And we're still in the first month because we're just in our deficit now. I love the strength training plan. The way that the cardio, I've been doing the long slow cardio and the high intensity interval training. And in the first month, what we focused on was, because we're going for that leg strength and improve the fitness overall just a little bit, we're doing one really hard high intensity interval session per week and multiple long slow cardios. Now, with this shift, I love what you're doing, because what you're doing is you're taking that strength component and you're making it into a high intensity component. So we're going to do a little bit of a combo where you're going to be doing some more volume, some supersetting, increasing the frequency, with still maintaining the weight so that they can maintain the muscle mass that they gained. And then on my side, what we're doing is we're transitioning to that fat max training, where we're going long, slow training. The miserable stuff that kid doesn't like, which is to say, let's keep it super slow, but let's go for an hour and let's make sure we're getting lots and lots of fat burning. While at the same time, okay, here we go. We've got 8 weeks of deficit if we're going to get to this goal. We're not doing, eat for fitness and then do the fasting mimicking diet anymore. Now it's time for a real calorie restriction every single day, enough where we can get 1 to 2 pounds per week minimum weight loss. We'll likely program it for 2 pounds a week, depending on how they come out of this fasting mimicking diet. But if they come out much leaner, then we won't have to go that aggressive. But we'll program it somewhere between 1 and 2 pounds per week weight loss, and we'll make sure that they are feeling satiated, make sure that they're feeling satisfied, so that they can participate in daily life and not feel like they're going through this like torturous program. Remember, we're not doing like a show competition here. We're just have a simple goal we want to achieve. So we've got to make it feel normal and natural. And I think the combination of the two, your side strength side, supersetting volume, and my side programming that deficit, will be very effective. And fortunately, you've been donating some of the meals, which has been so valuable for us. So I want to say thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Like you as well, you're donating a lot of your time. You're going on the runs with them. You're not just instructing them to run, but you're actually running with them. And even though it's not at the pace that they like, you're donating the time to take them on these runs. So it's all come full circle with both of us.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the key pieces, and the reason I'm putting all this effort into this is I want to show people how we can, as integrative, as holistic healthcare providers, how we can, how many offerings and how diverse offerings that we have, the extent of offerings that we can provide, and how beneficial they can be. So this is a real life example where we've got permission to take them on this journey. In these next 8 weeks, what we're going to be doing on the clinic side is we're going to be doing pulmonary function testing to see their lung capacity and their lung strength. We're going to be doing blood sugar monitoring. So we're going to be applying continuous blood sugar management to their shoulders and watching their blood sugar rise and fall with every single meal they consume. We're going to be doing a lot of very interesting things. We're going to be doing some long, slow cardio in my office, hooked up to oxygen and pumping their bodies full of oxygen while they train. We're going to be doing a lot of really, really cool things. And all along the way, we're going to be collecting data. So every 4 weeks, we're doing body composition analysis. And then at the end, again, we get to do another metabolic test where we see how their VO2 maxes have changed, have improved over the course of the 12 weeks. So all of this together is to say we've got a real metabolic plan going here. We've got blood sugar control, we've got lung health, we've got muscle mass, mitochondrial function, and the nutrition piece is fueling it. The cardio and the strength is where we're getting our major movements in terms of body composition change. Anything else you want to add for this first check-in at the end of month 1 for the Kid Carson Metabolic Makeover?
No, you pretty much covered it all, but like you said, this is month 1 and I'm impressed with their progress, especially knowing that this isn't something that we are helping them step on stage for, but we're changing their lifestyle almost. We're to show them that eating healthy and being healthy is not difficult. It's just a little bit more effort and a little bit more mindset and change of focus, because like you said, is a lot of people see that this is daunting almost, that, oh my God, this is a big number to lose, or I have to eat all this like plain stuff and boring stuff, and I have to train this many things, where actually it's the opposite. We're giving them the flexibility to basically eat what they want. We give them a program they follow, but then they're still achieving result, which is awesome, because the way we monitor things is it's showing data analytics based on they are making progress, even with all this flexibility of eat what you want for dinner within this guideline. And these are your workouts, and then just make sure to follow like your essential things, like have enough water, get enough sleep, and everything kind of just falls into place because of proper programming.
Absolutely, absolutely. You got it right on. Before finishing, I want to give a shout out to everyone who's involved here, because if you're watching this and you're living in Vancouver, you may be thinking, how can I get involved? Who can I work with to achieve a similar type of metabolic makeover? Justin, your company's name is Justin Angeles Training, right? Angeles Athletics?
Yes.
Like Los Angeles?
Yes, like Los Angeles.
And your meal company is called Best Meals YVR, correct?
Yes.
Our clinic, who is organizing this metabolic makeover, is called Noble Naturopathic, and my name's Dr. David Duizer. Supplements including branched chain amino acids, herbal metabolic boosters, and vitamin C powder and pre-workout have all been donated by companies, including Metagenics, Designs for Health, and Noble by Nature. And the fasting mimicking diet has been donated by Dr. Walter Longo's company, Prolon. I don't think I'm missing anything. Our metabolic testing is being done using a device called Pinoe, and our body composition analysis is done by a device called InBody, which are both available at Noble Naturopathic. That's our check-in for month 1 of the Kid Carson Metabolic Makeover. We will do another one at the end of month 2. And I think that is it for today. Thank you so much, Justin.
Thank you so much, Dr. D.
Okay, we'll see you soon.